गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. We are looking at Rahu Grasta Divakarendu Sadrusho Maya Samachhadanat Sanmatra Karana Upasamharanataha Yo Sushuptaf Puman. This first verse, first two lines we are looking at, and here it was told Shankaracharya ji is comparing the existence to the eclipsed sun, and even though it is eclipsed, the sun is continuing to be there, and so also the moon. And when it comes to the individual experience, what is happening here? It is so told as Sadrusho Maya Samachhadanat. Sadrusho, like that, exactly like that. Divakarendu Sadrusho Maya Samachhadanat. When the consciousness is eclipsed by the Maya. And we saw that this Maya, or ignorance or incomplete knowledge, expresses as the Avarana Shakti and the Vikshep Shakti, as the delusory power and the projecting power. And this delusory power is that there is self-delusion we talked about. That means we don't know. But is that true that we don't know ourselves? That is what we are trying to prove here, that there is never a time that we don't know. And and that's why the different standpoints were taken. And here in this verse, that the whole creation has not come out of nothingness, but the whole creation is nothing but the divinity alone, pure consciousness alone. Out of pure consciousness, the whole creation has come, exists in pure consciousness, and goes back to pure consciousness. There is no place for nothingness, that out of nothingness the creation came, in the nothingness the creation existed, and in the nothingness the creation merged back. And because that we'll see now, and that how that is that possible or not, and therefore each one of us do not have an experience of I am nobody. Nobody says I am not here. Do you say I am absent? You will say, when you say I am absent, you are all saying as a body, the body was absent, or the experience was absent, or the memory was absent. But nobody says I'm not as a consciousness. I'm absent. Nobody says that. And in this way, we saw that so if I'm not absent, then I am not non-existence. Absence means non-existence. So I'm not non-existence. I'm existence. And existence expresses in two ways. What was it? Qualified existence and non-qualified existence. Existence with attributes, existence without attributes. What other word we used? Transactional existence and non-transactional existence. General existence and specific existence. You understand all this? All these are similar words, but putting light on different aspects of our transactions. Somewhere we say it this way, somewhere it is that way. So in this way, and because the the qualified existence or transactional existence has become non-transactional on account of unavailability of the medium, the consciousness, the transactional consciousness has become unavailable due to the unavailability of the medium. Does not mean that I have vanished. I continue to be. So all that is happening is I come to know myself when there is a transaction, and when there is no transaction, I cannot say that I can know myself, but I am still there. But as a knower, I cannot be there. I am there, but as a knower, I am not there. You understand? For knower, there has to be known. But when the qualified or transactional, the medium has withdrawn, so here the medium is I, or the medium is mind for the thought, vision for the color and form, sound, ear for the sound, and behind that I am there. I am hearing, I am seeing, I am thinking, I am. So I am knowing. So I, the knower, and with that comes what? The known and the experience of knowing. So again, triputi is there. And what did we say? Transactional becomes non-transactional, or it withdraws because of the non-availability of the medium. Now, the senses are not available, the eyes are not available, ears are not available. But consciousness continues to be. This is what is our Vedanta mat. We don't accept that everything came out of non-existence and it goes back into non-existence. We don't accept that. Now, then, yeah. So this individual, where are we? So how does it become, if we want to say Rahu Grasta, how does this eclipse take place? The consciousness only became specific consciousness or transactional consciousness. And that transactional consciousness alone became non-transactional consciousness, isn't it? Then how the how did the general light, or how did this general consciousness or pure consciousness become a cause for its self-eclipsing? How did it bring that about? So here the understanding is given by Shankaracharya, and he says that I have given you a hint of it, that all the mediums withdraw, but we'll just take it. He says, so now what did we say ignorance or Maya was? It expresses as Avarana Shakti, delusion, and Vikshepa Shakti, projection. Now what is happening? You are able to have transactional, you can have a triputi only where there is Vikshep. You cannot have a triputi where there is delusion. Not knowing, from ignorance came delusion. Delusion is the rope is not available to you. Then projection begins. Then what is available? Snake, bago. So non-availability of a thing as a thing, or the consciousness as consciousness, due to ignorance, is called delusion. The clarity is not there. So in delusion, the triputi does not come about. Only in complete, only in Vikshepa the triputi comes about. So you can only in transactions you can be a knower. You can be a seer, you can be a hearer, and all the various roles that you take. But when Avarana Shakti becomes more powerful, Avarana Shakti, the delusory power, that which is covering everything, when it becomes powerful, then either Vikshepa Shakti, the projecting power, is powerful, or the delusory power is powerful. Sometimes the husband is powerful, sometimes the wife is powerful. Sometimes, right now, if you are seeing me, because you have heard me, if you are seeing me, your seeing is more powerful than hearing. Then now be attentive. Your hearing is more powerful than seeing and feeling and touching and tasting, isn't it? So something is always enhanced and others are in the backdrop. Same way, when suppose now as a wife and mother, so if the husband is there, the wife is more powerful. That very moment, the child comes, pushes the dad away, mummy, 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 then mother becomes more powerful, wife becomes secondary. Then this husband says, you only give attention to the child, you don't give attention to me. Then she again becomes powerful. Why did you produce the child? See? So in transaction, this is how it is going on, because every moment we are taking something is becoming specific. It's not always the medium is not always the same. Sometimes it's a thought, sometimes it's one of the sense organs, sometimes it is one of the organ of action, and so on. So now what happens at the time of sleep? The Avarana Shakti becomes more powerful and starts swallowing the Vikshepa Shakti. The power of delusion starts swallowing the power of projection. So now try at night when you are going to sleep. When you're not slept, but even if you want to keep the eyes open, you can't keep the eyes open. You can't hear. Someone says, hey, thief is coming, let him come. What is there? Nothing is mine. Aham Brahmasmi. क्योंकि नींद इतनी आ रही है, it's just pulling you in. And when you wake up, then what is more powerful? Huh? Vikshepa Shakti is more powerful, and delusory power, the Avarana Shakti, becomes weak. Correct? So this is going on. Now know it that this is going on. From the time you were born, it is going on. To say that now the consciousness is not there because the medium to reflect it is not there is a wrong conclusion. And someone told you that it is called sleep, so you have accepted that it is called sleep. Well, scriptures only told us initially. Huh? So here he says that as a what you call san matra keval satta, which is san matra is what? That I am the when the karanams, here the word san matra karana upasamharanataha. So that karana means all the mediums, the 11 of them, when they become inactive and I stop being the hearer, smeller, toucher, taster, thinker, etc., they have become inactive, and as a result, what is happening when they become inactive? The light of consciousness is no longer able to reflect on each one of them, isn't it? And when there is no reflection of light, then what will happen? Triputi cannot be formed. If Triputi cannot be formed, thought knowledge cannot be there. Thought knowledge is not there. Is there a thought knowledge in deep sleep? You still know. You still know you had a sleep. But thought knowledge is not there. Well, you say it is sleep, but actually what it is, we will see now. So understand this mechanism that we are explaining. This is very, very subtle. When I do not become specific, I am the general. When I do not become the specific light, I am the general light. When I am the general light, my attention goes to the specific light. Correct? This is happening all the time. So when I am not the hearer, smeller, toucher, taster, then what I am? I am the pure consciousness. I am the general consciousness. I am not nothing. Now you decide where you go. When everything gets withdrawn, or is withdrawing, or is becoming incapable of being available for reflection, which is just as you are going to sleep, at that time this thought must, these chintan, ye chintan hona chahiye. This thought should go through your mind. Then you will not go to sleep. Then you will be with yourself. And in this way, so when, pardon me?
You do not go to sleep, or you still go to sleep, but you now fall in.
There is no you there. Because we are talking about from consciousness point of view.
But what was
Vedanta says when in the language of relativity, you don't go, we say you go to sleep. But just like you have a waker, you have a dreamer, do you have a sleeper? Do you have a sleeper? A waker is having waking world experience. Dreamer is having a dream world experience. Is there a sleeper having sleep world experience? So think through. So we don't, yes, we have used that word for the explanation of logic and everything, but actually in deep sleep we are one with consciousness. And only thing is, there is Avarana Shakti. Now we are explaining why this eclipse is, we have wrongly taken the position that we are eclipsed. Sun is continuing. From sun's point of view, there is no eclipse. From sun's point of view, there is no eclipse. He is continuing to be the sun. He has never gone out of existence. He has never become devoid of light, devoid of illumination. Never. So now you take it subjectively that you have never become devoid of illumination. All that is happening is, at one moment, Vikshepa Shakti is happening, where the medium is available, where the consciousness that you are is reflecting, that appears as hearer, smeller, etc. And at another time, the medium is not available for whatever the reason. Here it was told, Avarana is involved, meaning withdrawal is happening. Why withdrawal is happening? But yeah, the nature of matter is to pravritti nivritti. Sometime, last class we were talking about that only. So when that is happening, when withdrawal is happening, what do you mean by withdrawal? Withdrawal means that the capacity of the medium, non-availability of the medium to reflect the light. It is becoming less and less and less and less. Just like when we say the sun is moving down, and therefore now it is such a bright light. In the evening there will be dusk, and then it will be night. But has sun gone down? Or the earth has turned around? Earth has turned around. The sun is continuing to shine. But this idea that now sun is not there, sun has risen, sun has set, now there is no sunlight to illuminate the world. All this is it is not the right language. So similarly, to say that I am asleep, that now I can't know myself, I don't know myself, I don't know consciousness, because you are trying to use the Triputi to know, you are using the general, the specific light to know the general light. Can that specific light, that bright spot, can it come to know the entire general light of the sun? Impossible. Can that teeny mini wave come to know the infinite waters? Impossible. Can the seer or hearer or toucher or thinker or convincer who is convinced, can he come to know the infinite consciousness, the general consciousness? Impossible. No, but then they say I have to do the sadhana, I have to move back, I have to look back, I have to put my attention on the general consciousness. No. That is only for language purpose. You are, now understand from here, you understand that it is you being the general consciousness or you being the specific consciousness is not dependent on waking deep and deep sleep. It is dependent, now we are breaking that down also. It is dependent on availability of the medium and non-availability of the medium. That's all. Availability of the medium to reflect the consciousness is called vikshep, Triputi is formed. And non-availability of the medium, inability of the consciousness to reflect in the medium is called avarana, withdrawal or covering up. That is the eclipse. No, sleep thrown out. There is nothing called sleep. There is only consciousness. Now that is where we are moving slowly. Third line is that only. So Vedanta clearly says, anyway, whatever it says. So, so I become specific or non-specific. And in this way, the understand about yourself. I already explained, I told you about that Karanam means 11 organs and they are the medium through which the consciousness is explained. I explained that. And because of that, because of the withdrawal of the Karanams, because of the, what is the told here? Sanmatra Karana Upasaharanataha. So, Karana Upasaharanataha. Yo sushupta, yo bhut sushupta puman. So, sushupta, so bhut. And what is that? The jivatma is asleep. This is what we normally use the language. What does asleep here mean? That the jivatma, the consciousness, is no longer transacting. It's no longer, neither is it transactional, nor it is non-transactional. Okay, let's put it this way. So remember, avarana and vikshep, both are children of agyan, ignorance. So jivatma, for jivatma, the sleep is what? That where neither the transaction is happening nor the non-transaction is happening. That is deep sleep. It's just words, okay? Now we are going to look into it. That is something like that possible. Because we say, when we say avarana and vikshep, immediately we say agyan, but we don't know what agyan is. We don't know what agyan is, but we are using the word. Similarly, we use the word sleep, but we don't know what sleep is. You say, I had a wonderful sleep, but you know what sleep is. Did you experience the sleep? You experience dream and you experience waking. In between there was no experience, so you say it is sleep. Because you think that there was no experience. But when we show you the data, it will show that you were always there. This is a different way of looking at the whole thing. And in this way, when the Vikshep is there, Chidabhas is possible. When Avarana is there, Chidabhas is not possible. The manifestation or unmanifestation of Chidabhas on account of the medium, when both these possibilities are not there, that we call as sleep. That we call as sleep. You are with us? कृपा एकदम से कहाँ पे आ गई मैं, खाना भी नहीं खिलाया. हाँ. So, when mind is functioning, when mind is prominent, then Chidabhas is prominent. If Chidabhas is prominent, there is a reflecting medium, meaning Vikshep is going on. Then only mind is there. When there is no Chidabhas, there is no reflecting medium, then there is no mind also. Now you are taking it to yourself, isn't it? So no mind is what you call it? The sleep. So is there no Vikshep and no Avarana between the two thoughts right now? It is exactly the same. But is there sleep? No sleep. Same condition is there between two thoughts, between two visions, between two sounds. But there is no sleep. You are awake right now. You just don't know how to recognize that. That's all. This whole process is recognition. Now, you have taken so sincerely that there is waking, dream, deep sleep. Transaction, non-transaction. Manifestation, non-manifestation. But here is the example that you are hearing, then not hearing, then hearing, but you are not going to sleep. You are awake. So is there nothing there? It cannot be. Because out of nothing, what can come? Out of nothing, what can come? Only nothing. Out of nothing, what can come? Only nothing. See, when we do neti, neti, not this, not this, not this, then that sequence, that ajnana, avidya, kama, karma, these three are okay. Action and kama is the desire, and all that is in that language. I have to remove this, I have to remove this, I have to remove this, I have to remove the sleep also. But here we are not here to prove. We are not here to prove that we have to do neti neti. We are not here to do that. We are taking the whole thing. We are taking, what is the other of neti neti? Anvaya. We are taking the anvaya also. We are taking the neti neti also. We are taking the avarana also. We are taking the vikshep also. Everything we are looking at in one go. We are not taking any specific position, because if you take specific, you will miss out the general. And we want to show that everything is not everything, that there is only consciousness. So if the moksha means what? It's not union with something. It is recognition of yourself as the infinite one. You are already the conscious. You are already conscious. All you have to discover is that this consciousness alone is the infinite consciousness. So in that, if we start believing and taking to be real, that deep sleep state is real, agyan is real, then we will never reach that point. And if we do, okay, it is our fact, then we have to find a way to look around it, and that's what Shankaracharya is doing, to look at it in such a way, logically, experientially that it doesn't stand the inquiry. It doesn't stand the inquiry. So, Puman Sanmatra Sushupta Abhut. When mind is resolved, meaning when mind is withdrawn, Chidabhasa is also withdrawn, and the reflecting medium, which is the expression of Satta, the existence on which the Chidabhas was able to express it, that is also withdrawn, and then I remain as a nothing, or I remain as the Satchidatma. I remain as Satchidatma. I don't remain as an ignorant fool. If I remove myself from this room and go somewhere else, I have not become nothing. I continue to be. Now the question is, what is the proof? What is the proof of the proof for the presence of the consciousness or pure consciousness in Sushupti? How do we prove? How do we understood till here, but deep sleep is still there. It is our experience. How do we convert it into, or how do we think for ourselves in such a way that, because without proof, how will we move ahead? Why does Wendy come again and cook? Because we have proof that we are all happy with the food. That's why she comes. If one day you say someone, hey, that was okay, next time she will do lot of drama not to come. I am sorry, Swamiji, I am engaged. Swamiji, I am traveling. Swamiji, there is no petrol, or whatever. Some excuse she will find. But then why she comes? Because all of us are appreciative. That's why she keeps coming. Or maybe she's even at a higher level. She loves you all. She doesn't care for your accolades. It's good or bad. You have to eat. Tough luck. And out of goodness, you will say, fantastic. She doesn't care. But she loves doing it, and she's doing it. Just like we love speaking, we are speaking. Whether you hear or not, it doesn't matter. We keep speaking 2 days. Out of that, how much did we hear? And how much we were not available, that you have to decide, isn't it? So what is the proof? What is the proof? So whether you were listening to me or you were not listening to me, you still are, isn't it? You're still conscious. So for some moments you are the listener. Why? Listening is going on. But what happens when you are not listening? Many times it must have happened. The listening is not taking place. Listener is also not there. Have you become absent? No, you're still there. So what happens is that so we say in Vedanta, or here in Dakshinamurti, Dakshinamurti is nothing but Vedanta, and here we say that the pure consciousness or the general consciousness is unavailable for transactional purposes. You call it deep sleep, we call it general consciousness. And I told you in the last class, even deep sleep ignorance cannot be known, deep sleeps cannot be known, general consciousness also cannot be known. But general consciousness you can be, because you always are. We'll see. Therefore, it is not available So the general consciousness is not available for transaction. First thing, how is the transaction taking place here? This is transaction going on. How is transaction going on? You are the listener, I am the listened to, and the medium is the ears and the mind where the stimuli is coming through and knowledge is taking place. But in deep sleep, what is happening? There is no transaction, there is no listener, there is nothing is there. Isn't it in deep sleep? The transaction, what the ingredients that are required for a transaction, all of them are not there. And therefore, who needs the proof? Just general consciousness need the proof? Then who needs? The transactional needs the proof. I want to know. The knower wants to know. I am not understanding. I want to understand. Who is this fellow? He's the transactional one. Who is, if you take a bigger picture, you are the individual. Individual consciousness, not the total consciousness. So individual consciousness is equal to the sum total of all transactional conscious reflections, isn't it? So in deep sleep, is any of the transactions available? So can you come to know the general consciousness? Because there is no transactional available, no thought available, no medium available. Can you come to know the general consciousness in deep sleep? You can, we will find out. But you cannot prove it. But you cannot prove it. Just like you cannot prove, what is that? Shunya, absence. How can you prove that which is not? Jnaneshwar Maharaj gives that example comes in many places, similar. That there, once upon a time, there were two villages, one was non-existent and one never existed, and they were on the banks of a river which was not flowing, and they drank, the people in those two villages drank the water of the river which was never flowing, and so on. It goes and on and on and on. So whole story is told, but actually nothing has happened. This is this is the transaction. See? So in deep sleep, because there is no transaction possible, therefore no proof. We cannot give a proof. We cannot give a proof of that. But then it is not possible to know that we are the conscious principle. We are the pure consciousness. No, it is possible. Then what is the authority by which we will come to know? If in deep sleep I cannot come to know, then what is the proof? Then here it is given that then how do we come to know that it is pure consciousness and not non-existence, or it is not the Maya in the deep sleep? Then there are the three pranams are taken. Pramanas are given. What are the three pramanas? Pramanas are, what did we say? No, we didn't say. It was in the Amrita Anubhav. The 6 pramanas, remember we are doing? So here 3 pramanas are taken. Pramanas are authority. By 3 authorities of knowledge. And what is that? The first is the Shruti Praman. The scriptures are the authority because of which we come to this conclusion that in deep sleep only consciousness is. Second is the Yukti Praman. Logic is the proves to us that there is only consciousness present in the deep sleep. And the third is Anubhav Praman, your direct experience. And how to look at it they will show that it is Anubhav Praman, by which, by your own direct experience, you come to know that you are a continuous principle, and therefore you cannot be absent in deep sleep. These are the 3 authorities. So, and in the third verse, Prag swapsamiti prabodha samaye yah pratyabhijnayate. Here the Anubhav Praman is taken. And this Anubhav Praman, before we go to the Anubhav Praman, we can see what is the Shruti Praman. So just there, here he takes here only one, what do you call, one example of the Shruti Praman. There are many, and here in Chandogya Upanishad, Uddalaka tells his son Shwet Ketu, and he says that, where are we? What does he say? He says that when a person, that Shvetketu, here it is. Yatrai tat purusha swapitanam sata saumya tata sampanna bhavati. He says, when a person goes to sleep, he is not becoming non-existent, shunya, non-existent, but he is withholding himself into his pure nature called existence. He is withholding. He is not coming out of that because no medium is available. He is withholding himself into his pure nature called existence. The truth, the existence, this existence which is his nature, it is into his nature that he merges when the medium are no longer, transactional medium is not available. It is not that he goes into non-existence. So the Upanishad does not say that he merges into non-existence, asat. The Upanishad says he merges back into being the consciousness. A very simple example. The wife, when the husband goes away to whatever, permanently or temporarily, where does the wife go? Does she go into non-existence or she goes back to being the woman? That's your experience, isn't it? You can apply this formula to every role that you are playing, isn't it? So that means for transaction purposes, the woman reflected in the man, the Chidabhas, that reflection was called Chidabhas, and that was called, what was that reflected light, reflected person, woman? That reflected woman is the wife. Now husband is gone, what has happened to wife? It has gone back to the woman. It is a merging, less merging, because it seems the wife came out because she behaves in all funny ways. and then when the husband goes away, she is even funnier, and that is called being a woman. So she goes back to being the woman. Exactly the same way, the consciousness also, the waking consciousness, the dream consciousness, when in both of them, there are no medium for the consciousness to reflect, when nothing is available to reflect, because they have withdrawn themselves, because that is their nature, where does the consciousness go? It goes back to being the general consciousness. It goes back to being. Now don't think that going back means it is traveling some distance. It is not It is not that this specific light, or I have to make a special journey to go back to being the general light. Does it have to make any special journey? Did it make any special journey to come out of the general light? It was the medium, the glass, which made it become specific. Understand? Light was always light. Ego is all these specifics, lights put together is called ego. Why? Because we have taken the medium to be, we have given importance to the medium, not given importance to the consciousness. कुछ ज़्यादा तो नहीं बोल रहा, समझ आ रहा है? Good. So, so when the medium is not there, transaction is not possible, then the consciousness goes back to not asat, but it goes back to being the sat. The wife goes back to the woman. The consciousness goes back to the specific consciousness, the crystallized consciousness, as the seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, thinker, ideator, waker, dreamer. Where do they go back? All the consciousness. They all go back to the general consciousness, not to asat. Not to asat. So, absence of reflecting medium, non-availability of the, and what is this general consciousness? It is Satchidanand Swarup. It is all knowing. See? So now here, therefore, okay, this was the first Praman, this was the first authority, that Shruti Praman. Now don't forget, why are we giving the Praman? Why we are giving the authority of Shruti and Yukti and Anubhav? Why we are giving the authority to prove consciousness is there by way of scripture statements, by logic and by experience? Why?
Because in sleep you still are conscious.
Say?
In sleep you are conscious.
Because in sleep we are conscious, but we cannot prove because there is no transaction possible. Transaction means the Triputi, the triad. Transactional consciousness means seer seen seeing, hearer heard hearing. These three are not there. Why they are not there? Because the reflecting medium is not there. Doesn't mean consciousness is not there. Only the reflecting medium is not there. Why reflecting medium is not there? Because the nature of reflecting medium is to manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest. The nature of earth is to keep going around. Sun is continuing to shine. So we have light right now. After some time we will not have the light. Now is it fault of the sun? No. But that's what we have done. I'm forgetting. Arey, mind is forgetting. You are not forgetting. Oh, I got disease. Body has got disease. You are not got disease. I am hungry. Tummy has got hunger. You are not hungry. So we have identified with the medium of reflection, and with that the individuality gets concretized. First it is individual crystallization. Seer crystallizes, hearer crystallizes, speaker crystallizes, listener crystallizes, and all of them put together is the crystallized ego. But actually it doesn't exist. पागलपंती है सारी. पर ये ऐसे समझना जरूरी है. ऐसे समझना जरूरी है. Otherwise we are till today we have only been thinking we are going to sleep, we are going to sleep, we are going to sleep. There is nothing there in sleep. Arey, you are there. The next is, so this was Shruti Pramanam, now is Yukti Pramanam. Yukti Pramanam is the logic. And what is logic? Very simple. If something is non-existent, can it become existent? Huh? No. Right? It cannot become existent. If something is existent, can it become non-existent? Huh? Yes?
No.
कैसे? निकाल दो सामने से. She said, take it out of the vision. Then it becomes non-existent. If something is, we are talking about consciousness. We are not talking about the object. Because you are the light. So you have to think of all the examples we are given. So you are the light which is reflecting on any object. So you are the consciousness. Can the ever existing consciousness, consciousness, can it become non-consciousness? It cannot become non-conscious. It cannot become unconscious. It cannot become limited conscious. It can appear as limited conscious, but it cannot become. It appears. That is called phenomena. So consciousness cannot transform. The general consciousness cannot transform. It ever remains as general consciousness. The general light of the sun, it cannot transform. General light is general light. Then somewhere it is bright, somewhere it is less bright, somewhere it is different colors of light, sunlight, but it is light. Then why is that different shades of light? Because of the medium, not because of the sunlight. You understand what we are saying? Same way, the light of consciousness that you are, Mahadipam, the constant Deepam, light, that light of consciousness that you are, can it ever become less or can it ever become more? It can never. So light of consciousness or the consciousness that you are, it cannot transform. That asat, non-existence also cannot transform because it's not existing in the first place. How can that which is not can transform? So to say that waking and dream, or the waker, waking world and the waking experience, the dreamer, dream world and the dream experience, the Triputi, which includes all the other triads, have come out of non-existence, as the Shunyavadis say, is utter false. Ab kar lo kya karna hai? Proved. We are proving here. This. So first was our main basis of is the Shruti Mata. Shruti Mata means the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras. They are the main. Now this is logic. So because we don't fully have faith in them, we have faith in our ability, chalo, logic kar lo. So this is the logic. See, now third, I think I covered that point. Now let's go to the, so from the shunya, from the non-existence, from nothingness, nothing can come about. So to say that deep sleep is the causal state and waking and dream are the effects of the causal state. This is how we, Shankaracharya in the beginning says like this only to refute it. It's like you give a child one chocolate and you give him one more chocolate. Beta, one chocolate plus one chocolate, two chocolates. Now you tell me, 2 chocolates plus 2 chocolates. He says 5 chocolates. Right? Count. 1, 2 chocolates plus 2 chocolates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But where's the fifth one? In the pocket. See, he is calculating. So his attention is on the chocolates. The father's attention is on numbers. Where is your attention? Is your attention on nothingness? Or is your attention on the consciousness? The whole game is that only. And I use the word game. Maya Vilasa. It's a game. It's her Leela. Then if everything came out of nothing, then you put we don't have to do anything along with Wendy. Why? We just come, bring the crate. When the crate reaches the kitchen, automatically the milk, bread, butter, jam, everything is there. She puts the pot on the gas, automatically the rice is there. Because nothing came out of nothing. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. So here he says that the moment I take the position of being the general consciousness, the moment I resolve to withdraw from the triputis, meaning we calling sleep, but the moment the moment the what do you call, the medium becomes unavailable for reflection, here he says that very moment I am the continuous existence. I am the continuous existence thereafter. Don't create another step in between, that because everything has withdrawn, now I am in sleep. No. We are not in sleep. And when after sleep what happens? Again you become the knower. Again the triputi begins. Again the transaction begins. Again the specificity begins. Sometimes I am the knower, sometimes I am the experiencer, sometimes I am the seer. It goes on. That is what happens after sleep. Slowly it starts. For some people it starts at early in the morning. For some it starts at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Isn't it? Then when the transactions begin, again, Triputi starts appearing again. That very moment, you know you are no longer asleep. Correct?
Because Triputi is there.
I?
Because there is Triputi.
Exactly, because now again the reflecting medium has come. Again the reflecting medium has come. The consciousness is able to reflect on something, and Chidabhas is created. The Chidabhas is there, and that Chidabhas is the I. Suddenly he starts taking the roles. I am awake first. Now I have to catch the train 2. Before catching the train, I have to brush my teeth 3. I. With everything, I keeps coming. That I is the reflected conscious, reflected I. That's not the original one. Yes, it is the original one appearing as reflected on account of the reflecting medium, which is the various sense organs and the thoughts. But once he comes to be awake, once the Triputi begins, once the triad begins, once the reflection begins, once the general consciousness starts appearing as specific, you know there is no more sleep. When there was absence of it, you had 2 choices, either to go to sleep or to be conscious. We have just shown nothingness is not a state, only consciousness is. Therefore, this is the first way of looking at it. And the second way of logic is, I have already told you that an existent, whatever is existing can never become non-existing. Meaning, we are talking about the consciousness that you are. You can never become non-existing consciousness. You can talk about the seer being expressing and not expressing, manifesting and not manifesting. You can say, I was thinking and I am not thinking, and so on with everything. But you cannot say, I am conscious and now I'm not conscious. You cannot say that. And this is the third, the Anubhav Pramana, the authority of experience. The authority of experience is that you are a continuous entity. You are the continuous consciousness, that there is no break. Even if you take n number of specific consciousnesses, what are the specific ones? Seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, thinker, waker, dreamer, sleeper, etc., etc., etc. You have never gone out of existence. Whether this specific light, before it was there, then it was in the middle, now it has come there, it will go a little bit further, then it will go out of existence. Because that specific light appeared before, it was not there, but it appeared. Then it changed because of the medium, and then it becomes, then it went away. Does it mean that the consciousness has gone, the general light has gone away? No. Exactly the same way. We have touched this before without coming to this topic. And that is, you are seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, moving through whatever life is presenting you, some role you are taking, but you are always conscious. You have never become absent. If you are not taking any role between two thoughts, between two roles, between two events, between two states, you have not become absent. And this is your experience. How do we show this? Here it says, and that is this Shankaracharya, this Anubhav, this experiential authority, he calls it as Pratyabhignayate. Prag swapsamiti prabodha samaye yah pratyabhignayate. So this is the after waking up, the person says, I slept well. And what does he say? That if I am not there, the subject, what is that? I'm not going to read it because it's quite in detail and your head will go round and round. I'll just take the whole thing and give you a summary of it. So, if you say that I slept, who is this who has I slept? So, I was awake before I slept, correct? And then you are saying I slept after waking up. So, the one who was there before sleep, the one who is during the sleep, and the one who is waking up and present after the sleep is over, is he a separate one or is he a continuous one? Then what is separate? What is separate?
Just the roles.
Roles on account of medium. The medium is changed. Medium can never remain the same. You think it is the same, that your body from yesterday is the same body today. It is not. It is continuously changing. But we feel that it is continuous. So that feeling of continuity, which you are appropriating on the medium, wrongly, but with the medium, who is the continuous? I am the continuous one. I was there yesterday, I am there today, and in between, some people say I slept, but there also I is there. Yes, I cannot come to know because there is no reflecting medium there, but if I was there before and I am there now, in between also I must have been there. Then why am I calling it sleep? So we have to understand, we are calling it sleep only on account of absence of the availability of or non-availability of the reflecting medium. So you are, now you have to take it subjectively, that you are a continuous principle. You have never gone out of existence even once. So many triputis, or so many waking dream, deep sleep, waking dream, deeply, these three states have come and gone, come and gone, come and gone, but you have continued to be. In the waking also, so many things are going on, so many roles are going on, but you continue to be. So conclusion is, what is your experience of yourself? Are you a broken personality or you are a continuous personality? But you think you are broken. And because you think you are broken, the stress comes. I can't do multitasking anymore. Oh my God, so much load on me. I have to do the cooking also, I have to take the children also, I have to go to work also, I have to wash the dishes also. But all of them are you only. But when is all this becoming a problem? When your attention is on the medium. I am the dishwasher also. I am the nourisher also. I am the driver also. I am the cleaner also. So attention is where? On the medium. Attention is not on the consciousness. If attention was on the consciousness, what will happen? Everything will become light automatically. Everything will become light. There is no issue then thereafter. Because when our attention is on the consciousness, what is the nature of consciousness? Ananda Swarup. So you like it or no, for no reason you will be happy. For no reason you will be happy. Not because you are doing something or not doing something. You will be happy in spite. Whether you are reflecting through a medium, the consciousness is reflecting or not reflecting, you are happy. Because you are the continuous one. देखो, now पागल कर देंगे. अब now your experience, you will be thinking, which medium am I expressing through? Where am I reflecting? In the eyes, अच्छा 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 अभी आई था, but I heard just now, oh, I am reflecting through through the ear. Then suddenly you swallow your saliva. Arey, I am on the tongue now. I am the taster. But you take yourself to be the general. So in this manner, Shankaracharya says that all this whole journey is about self-recognition. And self-recognition means what? That which was present before is being recognized now. Before sleep, you were there. After sleep, you have woken up and you say, or even from sleep to waking, you say, I had a good sleep. You know you were in the sleep, even though you have got no data to prove it. So if there is no data, where is the data available? Before sleep. What is before sleep? You were there. So the I is continuous, and therefore this self-recognition is the only way. And self-recognition is Anubhav Pramana. Anubhav, experience, authority of experience. This is what the authority of experience is. That I existed before the sleep, I existed in the sleep, and I am existing after the sleep right now also. Therefore, I am the continuous one. I am not the non-continuous one. Seer is non-continuous. Waker is non-continuous. Dreamer is non-continuous. Any role you play, it is non-continuous. Wherever there is specificity, it is non-continuous. But you as the pure consciousness, you are the continuous. So, All the experiences in the waking are on account of the medium, but you are the general consciousness. Again, don't forget that part, that medium is not. It's okay. Consciousness continues. So when he says that praga swapsamiti prabodha samaye, when this self-recognition takes place, when this self-recognition happens, there alone, a thought-free realization that I am is. See, I am repeating I am. But what did I say before? Thought-free. It's a continuous I. I don't need to think to be. That is prabodha samaya. When that knowledge dawns. The only difference in waking and dream is I am the specific consciousness. In deep sleep, I am non-specific consciousness. Meaning, again, take it positively, I am the general consciousness. But I have not trained myself to recognize myself as that. And therefore, with this, we'll conclude here. So we have refuted who? The Shunyavadi. Who is the Shunyavadi? One who says that the source of everything is nothing. Asat is the source of everything. Asat, nothingness. And they say, they reiterate, they have enough scriptures to back them up. But we don't call them scriptures. We call scriptures only Gita, Upanishad and Brahma Sutras, and there the validity of Asat is nowhere. Only valid thing in this whole creation, if you want to say, is only the consciousness. You call it consciousness, general consciousness, pure consciousness, attributeless consciousness, non-specific consciousness, resolved consciousness, unresolved consciousness, which is still requiring a medium to reflect. Resolved, it is existing by itself, doesn't need anywhere to anything or any time or any object in order to reflect. Swam Siddha. And in this way, Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. May the Guru within, who is the Shri Dakshinamurti, grace us with this knowledge, transformation, understanding, whichever way each one of you takes it. Om Purnamada Purnadam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. So we'll meet